so far, Western media, we've seen them portray some members, the leading opposition members, as champions of democracy, who are being targeted as a result of this electoral change and the national security law. Do you think that's the case? And what is your understanding of the deeds and their roles, and what has occurred in Hong Kong over the last few years?
Well, as I say, it's been a great pity that the so-called champions of democracy and their supporters have brought a halt to the democratic process through their antics in the Legislative Council, by their support, tacit or otherwise, for the violence on the streets, and by actually, in some instances, engaging in violence themselves. But don't forget that some Legislative Councillors have been held to account for violence within the Legislative Council chamber, and others have actually been convicted of attacking police officers on the streets. So when these type of things happen, it affects the standing of the entire democratic movement and brings it into disrepute. And therefore a new direction is now required. Obviously, if people have transgressed the law, then they will be prosecuted, not because of Beijing's say-so, but because the law of Hong Kong must be respected. And our prosecutors look at each case and decide whether there is sufficient evidence to prosecute. Is there a reasonable prospect of conviction on the available evidence? And if there is, and it is in the public interest to prosecute, then people must expect to be prosecuted, even if they have powerful friends in other countries. Our rule of law is such that nobody is above the law, and that they must expect to be prosecuted if they break our law. And it doesn't matter who they are, how senior their position in society may be, or how important their foreign friends may be. They must expect to be prosecuted if they break the law of Hong Kong, and that is precisely what is happening. Of course, when they go to court, they will be tried by a fair judicial system, and it will be up to the judges to decide whether they are guilty or not.